Welcome back, guys, to the YouTube channel. My name is Caleb Imperato, and I'm with Imperato Realty. Today, we're going to go over one single community, and it is a new community in the mid-development stage over by West Bradenton. The location is just south of Cortez Road and just west of 75th Street. So if you're familiar with the area, maybe you've heard of Sarasota, this is this southwest side of Florida. Sarasota, just south of Tampa, is generally where people understand the location. But we're going to go over this neighborhood in a little bit of detail here, and let's see if you're interested in it. This is an upscale of what we typically see in this area, even in Lake Ranch. Some communities, they have now kind of they're going for this one stop shop type community where there's everything at your fingertips when you need it right there within the community. And this one's one of the more impressive ones. I know I've talked about Palm Grove, where it has a lot of amenities. Sorry, um, and new builds and a variety of different buying options, such as like villas, the townhomes, and family homes. So this is going to be similar, but much larger and a lot more access to different amenities. There's such as like retail space. There's actually retail space for like the in-house dining and restaurants and stuff like that, as well as a Publix. There's a Publix in there within the what they're calling a Seaflower Village Center. So that's going to be directly in access to you. Some of it will be obviously public, but some of it will be private members of the community only. So let's dive in. I know that was a lot of information already, but let's first go over the location to kind of get you situated of where you're at. So, okay, first, the location of the community is right over by this intersection right there. It's all along the coast of that kind of south side of West Bradenton. So, your beach, a lot of relocations are for the beach area. And so, your beach is most likely going to be Anna Maria up here. That's going to be your best access, but you're not too far away from the well-known Siesta Key over here, although it looks like a large distance, or Longboat Key. But I kind of like the location you have here. And you're not too far away from Sarasota Airport. Tampa Airport is obviously up here, and then you have St. Pete. So a little bit about Bradenton. Um, Specifically Seaflower, there's not like a huge main street feel like you get with downtown Sarasota right here, or like Lake Ranch Main Street where there's a lot of events. So they're kind of bringing a main street feel to Seaflower, which is very cool. And you don't have to travel. The idea, at least, is you don't have to go all the way down south to Sarasota downtown or Lakewood Ranch downtown or Waterside to kind of get that same feel where you can invite people over and walk around retail shops and dining and all of that stuff right within your home base. And so it's kind of what they're shooting for, which is cool. We don't see, a lot of this mega development communities. I know there's one south by Venice that's being built similar to this, that it's just becoming a massive development. Massive development. So, other things about the location. Let's finish up the location here. Um, you may have heard, if you're looking in Sarasota and you're already familiar with this area, you probably heard of Lake Ranch and all Sarasota things. Um, and there are a couple different new construction communities that are closer to Sarasota and Lake Ranch. One that I talked about and I've covered in this channel is Palm Grove, and that's going to be up to 60 by 64 over by Lorraine. Um, and that's closer to kind of your Lakewood Ranch feel. Lakewood Ranch spreads from all the way just north of 64 all the way down to like Fruitville here. So that's all of Lakewood Ranch. And so Waterside is something that if you are not familiar with, definitely check out. That's going to be over here, over by University Parkway, right? So that's kind of that. And then you have your Sarasota area just south of the airport. that goes way south, and that's your Sarasota area. So you're definitely in West Bradenton, a whole different kind of feel. There's a lot of development going in here. There is, I think many people's first reaction is going to be like hurricane because it came right in here, um, and the surge kind of wiped things out. When you're talking about floods, there's no such thing as a non-flood zone. So it's just you're avoiding something that's ultimately unavoidable, but you can go to the best spots, right? The most elevated um, plots that are designed not to flood, right? So, and you would have to look. We'd have to like look more deeply in the area and see what that looks like. Kind of gets you an idea of where you're at, kind of downtown Sarasota, things you've heard of, Lakewood Ranch, Waterside. That's where you're at. You're not too far away from anything, to be honest. Everything's in a driving distance there. But let's get back to now talking about Seaflower. But it's just under 1,200 acres. Um, it's going for a coastal village vibe and old Florida town design. So what that means is just as we just saw, it's just right on the coast there of West Bradenton. And if you want like a similar to know what that kind of is, first you can search it up. But second, uh, go visit or look at pictures of Waterside. Waterside is very similar to this. It's on this huge lake over there, hence the Waterside, and there's a bunch of communities around it. But it's that coastal feel. There's actually like a harbor looking place over there. There's docks and you can put your kayak in and things like that, and that's what they want to push for this area in West Bradenton, so much so that you get like a super coastal feel like you would in Siesta Key or downtown Sarasota close to the water, where the garages are in the back and you get this big front porch so you can watch the sunset from your house and all of those things. So that's kind of going to be the vibe and the design of the neighborhood. The build out vision is 4,000 for sale homes, right? Plus apartments and hotel rooms, plus that retail space that I was talking about, 350 square feet of retail space, plus an in-house Publix, and that's going to be part of your Seaflower Village Center. And then it's mid developer right now. So there's been I was looking and researching is there's been 60 sales, pre-sales, because pre-sales started in last May of 2025, and there's been 60 so far, and they plan to be done with some move-in homes by the end of this year. So it's still heavily mid development. It's going to be in development for I don't know how much longer, but longer. Um, and so I'm not saying that's a rush, but homes are being bought, and there's a lot of different options. There's villas, townhouse, and single family homes from varying different floor plans and square footage. So some of the amenities, they're creating what's called this garden club, and this is your private amenity campus type of thing. Um, they broke ground in building this July, this past July. And so I'm sure there's a lot more to develop, and I've been there as well. But this will include a clubhouse, fitness center, meeting hall, resort pool with lap lanes, pickleball, lawn, a big like lawn area where you can just chill at, and a children play area. And then the village center, which is the Seaflower Village Center, is what I was talking about before. That's going to be a public area with a Publix and as the first tenant of all that's office space. So it's kind of what they're building, and then they're going to push that. That's where they're going to push that Main Street feel right at your fingertips. I'm saying this is a golf cart ride, a walk, wherever you drive, even, but very close, very close. So again, comparable community is Waterside. Like it's going to be very similar as far as uh, the up their design and kind of what that looks like. Um, some things that may come across as downers on this community is, I mean, this is more of a luxury community, and so it's going to be expensive. All those amenities that I talked about, yeah. The estimated HOA is $200 to $300 a month, and additionally, already established a CDD fee on that whole area. And so, what that means is you can you can call it similar to an HOA, but it's not. It's a fee that goes in with your taxes that the builder kind of made a deal with the state or the county rather, and said how we're going to pay for all this development of the roads and the land is we're going to charge the homeowners taxes, larger unit taxes. So, um, and I don't know what that price is really going to look like right now, but I will give that information. Just contact me, and we can figure it out if you're really interested in this community. So yeah, there's a whole acreage over there that's covered by this Lake Flora CDD thing, and you can again, if you want more information, we can talk about it. So next thing I want to talk about is the builders. I know that's probably some people's primary concerns here. Um, they're all kind of local. Well, some of them are local, some of them are much larger builders. But you have Cardell Homes, which is very popular around here. David Weekly Homes, very popular. Both of those builders are near waterside and have built some of the single family homes over by waterside communities. You have Pulte Homes, same thing, very common around here in Sarasota. MI Homes, they're known more for their townhomes. They've built many, many townhomes, and they're going to be covering the townhomes in this area as well. They do a great job. And Issa Homes, and that's going to be for the estate style single family homes over by Seaflower, which are large homes. They have what they call I've never heard of it, but the they have kind of like that separate house on the property that is for your mother-in-law or whatever you want to call it, mother-in-law suite or whatever. So that is a option for you. Kind of a more luxury. Those are going to start in the millions around there. So those are the builders. If you want to know more information about each individual builders and what they're building inside this community, we can go in detail about the builders, what they've built, different communities that they have built. This isn't the only one that's built in the area, but they're all reputable. They've been around for longer than I've been alive, and much longer than I've been in Florida. So not too much to worry about there. Um, the the school, I'm not going to say too much about because that's pretty subjective of school zones, but I'll tell you what the zoning is for elementary. It's Daughtry. For middle, it's Sug, and it's Bayshore for high school. And like I said, that's subjective of whether it's good or not. But I do believe in this area that we have generally good schools and good educations in Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, whatever that be in this area. I think it is above par. I want you to be integrated in the area, know where everything is. That you're not just moving to a spot on a map and within 3 miles of the area. No, I want you to know the whole area and what locals think of the area. And West Bradenton is something that has been newly developed um, because of the hurricane. Somewhat, there's so much development and new homes and new communities going up and building, and I know they're developing so many retail spaces around there, um, and so it's becoming such a nice area. And so the debate is, okay, well, that's in West Bradenton. I wanted to go Sarasota or Lakewood Ranch. I wanted to live there. That's where I want to live. And I'll tell you, both of those are very nice. Those are communities in Sarasota. There's plenty of them, and Lakewood Ranch. But I would say you're not really missing out on either one of those if you decide to go to uh, live and buy and Seaflower, because you're close enough to both of those things. And some would say, not all, depending on what lifestyle you're going for, right? Some would say that you're actually better off there because you're out of the busyness of Sarasota or downtown or traffic or whatever. You're kind of outside that ring, and you still get to enjoy what's inside that ring. But if you like that busy lifestyle, that down to earth, that you go out a lot at nights to eat and clubbing, and you like the downtown feel, then other communities south of that might be better. or the environment that they're building at Seaflower might be good for you as well. So it's something that we can talk about further and I can give you more information on. Just contact me and we'll have a phone call and I could try to help you out and lead you in the right direction. But thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you're interested in anything that I talked about in this video, please call me, text me, email me, whatever it is.